All right, so Workplace and Apprenticeship Math 20, this is your Chapter 1 review. Practice test here, okay? So I'm going to do some of these questions with you, and then you're going to do the rest of them on your own, all right? So, oh, is it frozen?
Yeah.
It's frozen. There we go. So that's the first part of your assignment. Okay, so let's do this together. I will ask you questions, and we're gonna do this together. So a line that goes up and to the right. Okay, a line that goes up to the right, like this. Fill in the blank. Has a blank slope. Okay, so at what kind of slope does it have? And also is blank. So what do you think of these four options? Do you think would be the right one? Line that goes up to the right. Okay, I'm hearing C. I'm hearing a lot of C. So positive. Okay, so a positive slope goes up left to right. That is correct, positive. And the line is increasing is the other one. Does that seem right? Yeah, every y value as you move to the right gets higher and higher and higher. So the function or the line is said to be increasing. Okay, I like C. Good job. All right. Now I'm going to kind of like do every other one. All right? Because you guys can do this one on your own. So number 3 says, what is the slope of a line with coordinates -10, 1 and 2, 7? Okay, help me out. What is the slope formula? Remember, slope is a little m is the symbol for slope. So what's the slope formula? I'll start you off. Y2, what's next? And go ahead and look in your notes there. You should have your notes out for this too. Very good. Yes, thank you very much. So y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So we just have to determine which ones are the 1 points. And so let's make the first point the 1 point, and then the second point can be the 2 point, right? Okay, so y2 minus y1, let's go 7 minus 1. 7 minus 1 on top. And then x2 is 2 minus, and you got to be careful here, 2 minus -10. So let's try and simplify that a little bit. That's going to be 6 on top. 7 minus 1 is 6. And 2 minus a -10, what is that? Ooh, minus 8 and -12. Okay. So both of those are not quite right. So if you have a subtract a negative, that's the same as adding, right? So that's like 2 plus 10, and so that's 12. That's positive 12. So 6 over 12 can be reduced to 1 over 2. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Thank you for guessing. So 1 over 2, does that look like B? It looks like B to me. Are you guys good with that? All right. Okay. Okay, good job. Let's see. Okay, let's skip down to number 5. I'll let you do number 4. Number 5, which of the following have the same slope? Okay, so here's where you got to remember there's 3 things. You got to remember what slope is. You got to remember how to turn an angle into a slope, rise over run. And then you got to remember what percent grade is. So there's 3 things there. Okay, so which ones have the same slope? All right, so let's take a look at A. Okay, 1 over 2 is a slope, so that would be like a rise of 1 and a run of 2. Okay, so I'm going to make it into a little triangle there. Now, does this look like it could be 29 degrees? Well, how do I turn 29 degrees into a slope? Does anyone remember the connection between slope and an angle? Have your notes out. Do you get your notes with you? Yeah, get your notes out. Okay, if you have your notes package, go back and look and say, how do we connect slope with an angle measure? Okay, take a moment, take a look at that. Okay, so the connection between slope and an angle is the tan function, right? Because this is like the opposite side. This is the adjacent side. So opposite over adjacent. All right, that's tan, so we can connect the angle. So let's go back to this question. And this is what you do on your calculator. So if you have a calculator out, go ahead and grab that out just now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, the slope is 1 over 2, so I'm going to go second function. Now, I think this needs to be in degrees. Okay. So second function tan of 1 over 2. 1 divided by 2. So that's how you find the angle measure associated with this. Now look at 26.6. So this would be 26 degrees would go with 1/2. So it's not this one, you see, it's not 29. That makes sense? Okay, so 2.2, that's a slope. Or would it be a slope, right? 22 over 10, let's say. So 2.2 over 1. And 65 degrees. So let's turn this slope into degrees. So let's do second function tan. What was that slope? 2.2? Yeah. 2.2. So let's see, what degree is that? 65.5, 65.6? I don't know. I think that's going to be too big. I think that's going to round to 66. So I don't know about this. I don't think so. We'll come back to that one though. Okay. Oh, percentage. Ugh. What is percent all about? How do we figure that out? Percent. So you think that would be like percent grade? Would that be percent? The percent that we studied this chapter was percent grade, right? Okay. Find percent grade in your notes. All right. So this was in 1.2. So percent grade is slope times 100. Or the slope is the percent grade divided by 100. I think someone said that. Awesome. So we go back to here. So let's divide this by 100 is going to be 0.65 for a slope. So we want to ask ourselves, is this and this, are these the same? So I could check with, let's see. I could use my calculator to do 7 divided by 11 and see if that is 0.65. Ooh, 0.64. I don't think that's going to work either. That doesn't look quite right either, but let's check this one because these are both real close, right? So let's check this one. What is this 9 to 8? Oh, that's pitch. There's 4 things. Slope, percent grade, angle measure, and pitch. I forgot about pitch. So how is pitch related to slope? Let's find that one. All right, so if the pitch is, in this case, 8 to 9, that means the rise is 8 and the run is 9. So you just put 8 divided by 9 in, to get the pitch, to get the slope. So, oops. Wait, what? So this, let me see. Oh, come on.
I thought we had 9 over 8.
No, I know it. That was that example.
Oh, it's a different.
Why is it not showing up? Oh, here we go. So that means that this pitch right down here, 9 to 8, that's the same as writing a slope of 9 divided by 8. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
And that example, yeah, sorry, the example was a different number. It was 8 and, oh, it was 8 and 9. So yeah, that was an opposite example, but yeah. Okay, so here's the question. 112% as a slope, remember we divide by 100, so that's 1.125. Now, are these the same? Let's just see. That's looking pretty good, isn't it? 9 divided by 8 is going to be, look at that, perfect. So that is the exact answer. This one is not close enough. That one's not close enough. D is correct. That make sense? All right, so that is a very good question for us to do because we talk about slope, rise over run. We talk about the angle. So second function tan of the slope gives you the angle. We talked about percent grade. So percent grade divided by 100 is the slope. Or the slope times 100 is the percent grade. And then pitch. So pitch is rise, colon, run. And if you want to find the slope, you do rise divided by run. Did you guys remember that from like 10 days ago? Or actually 2 weeks ago, probably? Okay, this one I'm going to let you do. Oh, let's do number 7 together. Let's do number 7 together. Okay. In this question here, and actually I'm going to get you started on it. I'm not going to finish it because I want you guys to finish this. But a ramp is 26 inches high. So let's make the ramp over 26 inches over here. And has a run of 10 feet. Now notice that this is feet and this is inches. So 10 feet. How many inches is that? Because remember, we have to have them in the same unit. Do you know how to convert feet to inches? Anybody remember how to do that?
Yeah.
10 times 12.
Okay, so there's 12 inches in 1 foot, right? So if we have 10 feet, you said you multiply that by?
12.
Very good. So 10 feet times 12 inches per 1 foot. That's really what you're doing. So 10 times 12 is 120 because the feet will cancel out. 10 times 12 is 120 inches. Excellent. So yeah, please remember, these will have to be in the same units. In the same units. Okay, good idea to put them in the same units. All right, so how long is the ramp? That is, remember, the ramp is actually from ground level to this. Oh, goodness. Let me try that again. It's a long way to write freehand here. Oh, that's not good either. One more time. Let's fake it. Okay, there we go. So that's we're just gonna nudge that. Okay, look at that diagram. Yeah, nobody saw that. Look, a bird. Okay. Nobody saw that. Wait, what? After I do it, right? Look, a bird. Quickly erase it. Okay. Does that work on anybody? Like when you say look, a bird, does anyone actually, does that work?
I probably would.
What should I say then? Look, a what? What should I look? Point out the window and say, look, a what?
LeBron.
LeBron James. Look, it's LeBron James. We're on the 4th floor, but he's tall enough we can still see him right out the window. Yeah. Yeah, he's like, 70 feet high. What else? Anything else would work?
Like
Anything? Do you know what my parents used to say to us when we were kids? Okay, you ready to get this? This is like old school. Ready for this? My mom used to say, look, a flock of turtles. Yeah, a flock of turtles. And we'd be like, what? And we would look. A flock of turtles. I don't even think a flock of turtles even exists. They certainly don't fly. Like, do you call a collection, like a group of turtles, a flock of turtles? I don't think so. Do you?
A herd?
A herd of turtles? A thunderous herd of turtles? Look out, the turtles! It's a herd coming. No.
It's a school.
A school of turtles?
Not a fish.
Not a village.
They're-
No, they aren't.
Okay, that is your assignment for today. That's the one question you guys are all going to do for tonight, aren't you? Find out what a group of turtles is called. Okay, later, not now, later. Okay, where were we? Oh yeah, look, a bird. Right.
It's the fact that I almost looked.
I'm going to get you guys on that one for sure. I got to think of something that's actually legit out there though that you would want to look at.
There was an owl one time.
An owl? Yeah, an owl in a
Was it
tree.
an owl? I don't think so. It was like grade.
Look, a pine cone.
What? No
What?
way.
Okay, math. I'm wasting time. This is recording. This is terrible. Okay. What are we doing? Right, a bird. Oh, how long is the ramp? So this right here, the length of this black ramp part there. Okay? Anybody have any idea how we might go about doing this?
Pythagorean.
Okay, all right. Oh no, I accidentally erased that line. Oh no. Okay. It took me a long time to do that line. I don't want to erase it. Can I get that little blue thing? Yes. Okay, so I've heard rise over run. That will give us the slope. But we want the distance, the length. So yeah, Pythagorean theorem. So guess what, guys? 120 squared plus 26 squared equals the ramp length squared. And I'll make that R. Okay? Now, that's where I'm going to stop. You guys are going to finish that. Okay? But that's kind of how we get that started. How long is the ramp to the nearest inch? Okay? All right, let me do a couple more with you here, and then I'm going to let you guys keep working. Grade 12s, are you guys done the crossword yet? Yes? No? Yes, when you're done, hand it in. I want to see if you got it, and then work on those questions. Okay. Let's take a look at number 8 together. Okay? You can finish that one. Sorry, pause, finish that one in a bit. I got to finish with you here. The high point of a pipeline is 8.7 meters above the ground. Here's the pipe. Here's 8.7 meters. It has a downward slope of 0.45. At what height will it enter the refinery 18 meters away? Oh, this is a great question. So look at, this is entering the refinery at a point above the surface of the ground. So that means that it would actually be like hitting the ground over here somewhere, really, which would be a little bit greater than 18. Does everyone see that? Okay. So now, okay, so I've got the slope. Can I need to find out this little height here. Interesting. Okay. Any ideas how we would start this question? Just tell me some of your thoughts on how you think we might go about this. Everyone look at this question? So we could find the angle here. All right. Remember, we need this little height here. So we actually have like really similar triangles happening here. You see? So similar triangles where this angle is the same as this angle, and this angle is the same for both the big and the little. So, okay. Guess what? We know this is 8.7. Could I find out this whole actual length here? If I could find this whole actual length, like from here all the way to where it would hit the ground, then I could find out what this little length is, right? And I could just subtract 18 from this whole length. So then I probably could set up just a ratio, a proportion. So let's do this. Let's find out what this length is first, okay? Let's see if we can do that. So rise 8.7 over run, and let's make this big one x, okay? It's not 18, it's x. And that's going to equal the slope, right? Rise over run is the slope, so that has to equal 0.45. Does everyone see how I made an equation there with some of the information I'm given and then one missing piece? So again, the slope here is rise, which is 8.7 over run, which I don't know what that total is, but I can find that. So let's do a little bit of work here. If I cross multiply and divide, then that means I can exchange those two. So x on top equals 8.7 divided by 0.45 on the bottom. Okay, so that's the cross multiply there. And then divide. So those really switch places. So let's do this one on our calculators. Make sure I get the right answer. You guys try it on yours too. Okay, we'll have 8.7 divided by 0.45. 19.3, did anybody else get that?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mackenzie, quit writing on her. On your paper. 19.3. X is 19.3. Okay. If that's the whole length, do you guys see that I can now figure out what this length is? What that little length is? And then I can like let this height right here equal a different one. So if this is 19.3, what's this little triangle? What's this little piece right here? Anybody? Yes, thank you. This is 18 to here, and so the whole thing is 19.3 minus 18. So this is 1.3. See that? And I don't know what this little height is. This is what I'm trying to find right here. So, one final step for this question. One final step for this question. Okay? I need to make a ratio of rise over run. That's 8.7 divided by 19.3. This over this is going to equal the same as this little piece. This little piece over this little piece is the same as y, which I don't know what this height is, over 1.3. Okay, again, I'm looking for this little piece right here. All right, your turn. You take the rest. We're almost done. You have to just solve for y. Okay, and that's your answer. So you finish that. All right, there are more questions. I'm going to let you work on those questions for a little while now. Please work together quietly. I'm going to help the grade 12s with some of their questions now. So please continue to finish all the rest of those questions. And you can go ahead and work together. Just please make sure you're understanding what you're doing. Do not just copy off a neighbor. Okay, ask if they know what they're doing and you don't, please ask them. Say, can you explain this to me? What did you do there? Help each other out. Do not just copy your answers, okay? Because you have to know how to do this tomorrow. All right, so go ahead and finish the rest of that paper. I will come back and help you with some more questions in a bit. All right, so for number 2, here's some answers for some of the questions I asked you to do. For number 2, you should have D, negative and decreasing. For number 4, you should have A, negative 12 over negative 3. Which of the following is a slope of positive 4? That's negative 12 over negative 3. Number 6, what is the slope of a 112% grade? Well, that should be pretty easy. I guess we just divide that by 100. So it should be 1.12. Right? Okay. And let's see, number 7. So when you guys finished number 7, you should get for R equals 123 inches long.
You did 1.1.
Okay, it says round to the nearest inch. So that is something I do want you to pay attention to. The question might say round to the nearest, inch like that. So I will be looking for the answer in the nearest inch, okay? Yeah, just make sure you reread the question again before you circle your final answer. Just reread the question again just to double check some things, okay? Perfect. All right, number 8, I asked you guys to finish as well. Who finished number 8? Put up your hand if you finished number 8. Only a few of you? Okay, what did you guys that finished, what did you get for number 8?
0.8.
Sorry?
0.58.
Okay, sure. Let's see. It doesn't say the round to the nearest whatever. So, yeah, 0.58 or 0.6 meters or 60 centimeters or 58 centimeters. That's fine. Let's find out exactly what you'd have gotten here. So you said 0.58. So what you do here is you go 8.7 times 1.3 divided by 19.3. So yeah, 0.58. You should round that to 0.59 or to 0.6. But yeah, 0.59 is what you should round that to if you're going to do to the nearest 2 decimal places. So 0.59 would be best. Yeah. Very good. Okay, so just so you can check to see if you are doing things right tonight, because I want you to work on this as part of your study for tonight, okay? I'm going to give you an answer to a few of the questions, okay? So number 9, the slope. You've got some time, so I'm gonna give you these answers in a little bit, okay? I want you to work into it. I'll give you the answers in a bit. Okay, let me read number 9 and I'll go over number 9 with you. So this one says, Jenna makes necklaces and bracelets that she sells during the summer vacation. The graph below, okay, shows the number of pieces of jewelry, that's this right here, number of jewelry pieces, and also the number of days in the summer that she spent selling jewelry. So, the first question says, calculate the slope. Remember, slope is rise divided by run, okay? So what does the slope of this graph tell you? So let's calculate the slope first. So I see I have a point here, and I have a point here. So the rise is negative 80. Okay, so the slope is going to be a negative 80 rise. That's what you put on top. Again, let me just write this for you. Is rise divided by run. That's what slope is. The rise is the change in vertical position, so that it goes down 80 pieces. And then the run from here to here is 40. Okay, and the units would be pieces for days, right? Pieces and days. So what is this negative 80 over 40? When it's simplified, what do you get there? Negative 2. Okay, so negative 2 is the slope, right? So what does this slope tell you? What does it mean?
She's selling to it.
She's getting rid of, or the number of pieces that she has, it goes down 2 pieces every day. That's exactly right. So she sells 2 pieces each day. Any questions about 9A? Calculating slope is super important. You gotta know how to do that, okay? Gotta know how to do that. So if this doesn't make sense, please let me know, okay? You need any help with this? We're good? Okay. How many pieces of jewelry did Jenna start with? Can we tell from this graph? 80? Okay, does everyone see that at day 0 here, we have 80 pieces, because that's where this graph starts up there. See, day 0 is 80, that's what she starts with. Awesome. And how many days did it take for her to sell all of them? 40, right, because this is where the line hits the 0 pieces is at 40 days. Awesome. That's number 9. All right, so the trick for number 10, or the key for number 10, is if you're going to calculate slope, the units for rise and run have to be the same. So if you've got a section of highway, oh, this is a tricky one, because the highway is the actual sloped part, right? That's the highway. So it rises
I knew I did something wrong.
870 meters, but this is the length of the highway is this much, 8.2 kilometers. So 8.2 kilometers. Now, let's make this the same units. So let's make the kilometers. So if we times 1,000, we get the number of meters. Okay? So 8.2 kilometers is 8,200 meters. So that's actually the stretch of highway here. So what they want to know is they want to know the slope, which is, bad drawing, sorry, but they want to know what the rise over the run is, and we aren't given the run. So if you did 870 divided by 8,200, sorry, not quite right. And this is a really bad drawing. Let me see if I can make this a straighter line. That's better. So what we have to do is we have to find out what this is first, which means we'll have to use Pythagoras. So let's make this x. So x squared plus 870 squared equals 8,200 squared. So let's see, 870 squared is going to be a big number. 870 squared, or 870 times 870, 7,569,000 equals 8,200 squared. That's going to be an even bigger number. 8,200 squared is, oh boy, 6,724 and 4 zeros. 6,724 followed by 4 zeros. All right. So now what we'll need to do is we'll need to subtract those two. So that answer minus 7,569,000.
Just a reminder, there'll be a practice for Annie after school in the art room. practice for Annie after school in the art room.
664831. 664831. I think that was 00.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Which is, that's what the x squared is, right? When you subtract this from both sides. And then finally, the square root.
8,153.7.
The square root of the answer is, yeah, 8153.7. Okay.
Junior boys basketball practice is canceled today. Junior boys basketball practice is canceled today.
So the slope now is, remember, rise divided by run. So the slope is, if you guys are leaving on the bus, you better leave now if you got bus people. Are you on the bus today? So the rise is 870 divided by the run, which we just calculated here, 8153.7.
I literally got the exact same answer as if I did it the other way.
Well, no, you wouldn't have got the same answer.
Well, if we round it.
Well, it depends how you round it, yeah, but you wouldn't have got the right answer, no. No, you can't use 8200. It would be a close decimal because 8200 is so big compared to 870,
True.
and this one is so big. So they're pretty close, but no, they wouldn't get the same answer, fortunately. So you get 0.1066, 9.1067. Or 107, 3 decimal places it says.
Could you open your calculator again? I just want to see the number.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So let's just see 870 divided by 8200.
Yeah, I got 1 point.
So you get 0.106, which is, it's different. So if you put 0.106, then I know you did it wrong, or you didn't round. But yeah, no, of course, on a question like this, I would be looking for all of this work that you would need to do, right, to get to this one. If you just did 870 divided by 8200, you wouldn't get many marks. You would get some marks. I'd give you like 1 out of 3, maybe. Probably 1 out of 4, because you missed a whole bunch of the question. Do you know what I mean?
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Again?
yeah.
Like if you just did this divided by this and got 0.106, you would not get very many marks at all because you missed a big chunk of the question.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if you still get the same answer?
No, you don't get the same answer. No. Not to 3 decimal places. And that's why it said 3 decimal places, so that you would find out if you did it right or wrong. See, it's actually 0.107 if you did it right. And this one's 0.106 if you did it wrong. Yeah, just slightly different.
My
Pretty
graphs
close.
are wrong. I did it that way because I put the 8200.
Yeah. See, if this is the correct answer right here, 0.107. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways.
And for B, where we have to calculate the angle.
Oh yeah, calculate the angle of elevation. Oh, that's okay. So remember the slope. If you do tan to the -1 of the slope, right? That equals the angle of elevation. Right? The theta, the angle.
Do
So-
we, since it is going to be a decimal, do we just take the rounded version?
Yeah, you can take the rounded version because they asked for the rounded version. Yeah. So that one is tan to the -1 of 0.107, 6.1 to 1 decimal place, 6.1 degrees. Okay. 10, 11. Okay, you got 3 more questions to do for tomorrow. And if you do those 3 questions for tomorrow, you should be ready to go for the evaluation tomorrow on 1.3. Okay. So, you got C to do. You got 11 and 12.
Can you do 11, the second?
We could do it.
you have a ruler?